Watch this, one small adjust step completely neutralizes a lefty's nastiest short serve, and most players have never been taught it. When I was competing at the highest level, the top 3 or 4 players I faced were all left-handed. And let me tell you, left-handed servers are universally dangerous. It's hard to find one whose serve isn't a real weapon. That wide angle, that hook action, it pulls you out of position every time. So today I want to show you the footwork secret that finally let me crack left-handed serves. Once you understand this, those tricky wide serves stop being a problem. Here's the issue. Normally we step in with the right foot to receive. But against a left-hander's wide serve, one step isn't enough, you can't reach the ball and you keep leaking errors. So you need a shuffle step. After the serve, your left foot slides toward your right foot first, then your right foot steps out to the ball. Watch, left foot closes in, right foot reaches the position. Now you've cut off the angle. If you try to lunge in one big step, no matter how tall you are, that wide angle or the deep backhand will slow you down. It takes coordination between both feet. That shuffle step is essential. Watch as my partner serves again. I read the serve, left foot shifts first, then my right foot moves into position. Notice how my body stays balanced, racket out front and ready. The key cue, left foot initiates, right foot completes the move. Drill this timing until it feels automatic. That's the first point, the footwork. Now the second point, you need to recognize that a left-hander's serve bounces out of the table on the first bounce. It's not a two-bounce ball. The first bounce lands near the end line and kicks outward. So think about where your hand needs to be. It has to be outside the table, waiting for the ball to come to you. A lot of players make this mistake. They set up like this, reaching inside the table. If your hand is inside the table, you'll never line up with the ball. It's curving outward, drifting wide. You can't chase it from inside, you'll always be late. Position your hand outside the table to meet it. Watch, whether I loop, drop shot, or push, I set up outside the table edge. Once you do that, you lock onto the ball's rhythm. You're no longer chasing, you're waiting right where it arrives. If you stay inside the table, you'll always feel like you're half a step short. The angle seems impossibly wide because the ball drifts sideways after it bounces. It doesn't come forward, it moves laterally. This is the critical insight. When receiving a left-hander's serve, your right foot must step outside the sideline. If your foot stays inside, your hand physically cannot extend far enough to reach the ball. You have to come around the corner of the table. Get your foot all the way to the baseline corner, right at the sideline. From here you can set up and wait comfortably. Watch, my partner serves and I'm relaxed, plenty of room. But if I stand inside, it immediately feels cramped. The ball jams my hand, there's no space. The problem is my foot hasn't come around far enough. That's exactly why you need the shuffle step. A single lunge won't get you there. You must use that two-step pattern to clear the corner of the table. The left-hander's table leg is right there blocking your path, that's what jams your body. You need the shuffle step to get around it. Once your foot clears that corner, the table leg no longer pins you. This works the same for shakehand and penhold grips. Watch as I receive, I come around, and it's so simple. Loop, push, drop shot. Once your foot is in position, every option opens up. Get your foot around the corner, plant your right foot outside the sideline, and extend out to meet the ball. From there you can push, drop shot, or loop, whatever the situation calls for. If you don't reach that position, it will feel awkward and you simply won't make clean contact. Remember, the ball bounces out on the first hop, so it's always a long ball. Your hand follows your foot and waits outside the table for it. Watch my positioning here. I set up at the sideline, hand already outside the edge. Watch the demonstration from this angle. My right foot is planted at the sideline. I drop shot, contact is outside the table. I push again, outside the table. Notice how the racket meets the ball out wide, with a relaxed, balanced stance. Every return starts from this same position. Even though my partner's ball isn't as tricky as a lefty's serve, the principle is identical. Once your feet are in the right position, no matter how awkward the angle, you can handle it because the method is correct. These are short balls without heavy spin. What makes a left-hander's serve to this small triangle so difficult isn't the rotation, it's the placement. You could receive for 10 years and never get it right if your feet stay planted. Step your left foot to adjust, drive your right foot outside the table, extend your hand out, that's the whole solution. Drill that footwork pattern until it's automatic.